Welcome students. Today myself Krishna Sharma going to discuss the first chapter of business studies, that is nature and significance of management. In this chapter you are going to learn about what is the meaning of management, what are its characteristics, why it is important for an organization at each level, and a very important element, that is coordination. So let's start. Welcome students. Today myself Dr. Trishna Sharma going to discuss the first chapter of business studies, that is nature and significance of management. In this chapter you are going to learn about what is the meaning of management, what are its characteristics, why it is important for an organization at different level of management, and a very important element of management, that is coordination. So let's start. First, we have to learn what is the meaning of management. Management is a process of getting things done effectively and efficiently to achieve the organizational goal. Means management is a process of accomplishing a task by the people, and the motive is to achieve the organization goals, but efficiently and effectively. So here next we discuss the term efficiency and effectiveness. Here you can see a triangle that shows that management is basically having three important pillars. One, it is a process, and process should be done efficiently and effectively. So what is the why it is known as process? We called it as process because it consists a number of functions like planning, organizing, staffing, directing, and controlling. And all these functions work simultaneously and continuously. That's why we called it as a process. Now, efficiency and effectiveness. Efficiency, the focus on optimum utilization of resources, means here we have to focus on cost minimization. That means when we utilize the resources in an optimum way, that ultimately leads to cost reduction. Next is effectiveness. Effectiveness emphasizes to achieve the target within the given time frame. So you can easily differentiate between these two terms. In efficiency, C stands for cost reduction, and in effectiveness, T stands for time minimization or accomplishment of the task within the given time frame. Next is characteristics of management. What are the characteristics of management? The first one is management is all pervasive. What is the meaning of all pervasive? Means management is really present everywhere, as management is relevant for an all organization irrespective of their size, small or large, nature, social or economical or political, and the location, whether it is in rural or urban areas. Management is required for all fields of human life, whether managing family affairs or running a school. Next is management is multidimensional. Broadly speaking, management takes care of three main dimensions. The first one is management of one, means management translates the work to perform in terms of objectives or goals. The next is management of people. Human beings are the are an organization's greatest asset. So it is very important how an organization utilize its human resource. And next is management of operation. Management of operation means what type of operation we have to adopt that reduce the cost and utilize the resources in an optimum way. Next is management is goal oriented. Management is a goal oriented activity as it tries to achieve economic, social and human objectives by proper utilization of available resources. Next is management is a continuous process. Management is a continuous process because as I've told you that it consists of series of functions: planning, organizing, staffing, directing and at last controlling. So basically it is a continuous process. Next is management is a group activity. Management guides people on how to do the work. It influences the behavior of the employees to how they can achieve the organizational goals. So it integrates the group efforts. It is a group activity. The next is management is a dynamic function. Management, what is the meaning of dynamic? Dynamic means adopt the changes or change itself according to the environment. So management creates a dynamic function in the organization which make a adjustment according to the need of the environment. The last is management is intangible force. Management is an intangible force. Intangible means that we cannot touch, that physically never exists. Only we can feel. So management present everywhere, but we can't feel it. We can't touch it. Only we can felt in the way the organization functions. Now next is objectives of management. Objectives are the standards against which the actual perform is assessed. In case of management, the objectives can be broadly categorized into three categories. The first one is organizational objective, next social objective, and the last one is personal objectives. So first we are going to discuss the organizational objectives. As management is responsible for setting and achieving the organizational objectives. So the basic and the first important aim of organization is survival, because the first survival is very important. Survival means exist in the competitive market, and when the firm is able to earn the enough revenue to cover the cost, then we can say that firm is able to survive in the market. The next is profit. Profit is basically an incentive or reward for the efforts put by an entrepreneur. And the basic reason behind carrying out the business activities is to earn profit. So, profit is the second most important organizational objective. And when the firm survive successfully in the market and start earning the profit, the next objective of an entrepreneur, or we can say of an organization, is growth, means the expansion. So growth is the expansion of former two objectives, survival and profit. Now come to the next social objective. As a firm is a part of society. Why? Because it takes input from the society, that is land, labor and capital, and consume its output in the society. So being a part of society, a firm has to perform some social responsibilities also, like provide fair goods at fair price. Next, generate employment opportunities, and avoid unfair trade practices with adopting eco-friendly techniques. These are the social objectives that a firm should achieve. Next is personal objectives. Personal objective is basically related to the employees of the organization, as employees are the most valuable assets for an organization, so their satisfaction is the most important thing. Moreover, they join the organization to satisfy the diverse needs. So individual objective should aim at providing competitive salary, good and healthy environment, and paid societal recognition. This is all about the objectives of the management. Now come to the next, importance of management. Now, why management is important for an organization? As I've told you that management is important for achieving the organizational goal. So, it, its importance can also discuss in the below terms. The first one is helping in achieving organizational goal. Management helps in achieving organizational goals by assembling and organizing the necessary resources and building the proper organizational structure which act as a vehicle to reach the desired end. Here, the meaning of ends is wants or goals. The next is create a dynamic function in organization. As I've told you, dynamic means that is capable to change according to the environment or able to adopt the changes according to the environment. So, management create a dynamic feature in the organization which make it easy to adjust accordingly. It also helps the people to working in the organization to overcome with their resistance to change and adapt as per the new circumstances. The next is management helps in achieving personal goals. As I have told you, human resource is one of the important factor of production. No organization can function without it. So management helps to retain, develop, grow and motivate the worker, not only to help them to attain the personal goals but also to contribute their best to achieving the organizational goals. The next is optimum utilization of resources. As I have told you that management is a process of getting things done efficiently and effectively. So efficiency means we are utilizing our resources in an optimum way, and this optimum utilization leads to increase the efficiency. So management is also very important for the optimum utilization of resources. The next is increase efficiency of organization. As I have just explained you, when we utilize our resources in an optimum way, then ultimately we can get the benefits of cost reduction and which consequently increase the efficiency of the organization. This is all about the importance of management. Now come to the next, management feature, whether it is a science, art or profession. This topic is very important. Here we have to discuss whether the management is science, art or a profession. Management is an art. First we are going to discuss management as an art. Management is an art because it satisfies most of the features of art. Like it is based on practice and creativity. Similar to art, management is also based on practice and creativity. A manager uses his own creativity in applying and sometimes even customizing the management techniques, principles, theories to achieve the desired results. So it is a process of creativity and practice. Next is lots of literature is present which gives the existence of theoretical knowledge similar to art. In management, applications, theoretical knowledge, principles, and theories propounded by various management thinkers are available. So, This feature is also similar to art. Then we can say management is an art. The next is management as a science. Management have most of management is similar to science, but some of the features are of science are not similar in management. First, we are going to discuss the similarity. Similar to science, management also have is a systemized body of knowledge, and its principles are based on experimentation. But it is not a pure science because its principles are universally not applicable unlike science. Because in management we deals with human beings and it emphasizes on behavior of managers. So that's why it deals with human beings and the nature of human beings varies person to person. So we cannot say management is a pure science, it is a social science. Management as a profession. We can say management is a profession but not a full-fledged profession because it does not meet the exact criteria of a profession, as it does have some features of profession like restricted entry. In management there is no restricted entry like in engineering, medical and lawyer profession. The next is professional association. As every profession is related with an association or guided by a association, but in management there is no association that guide the profession or provide the membership to its members. Next is ethical code of conduct. As every profession is associated with the association, so that association derived or frames some ethical code of conduct that has to follow by the members of that association. But in management, there is no association and it is not important to be a part of a association and they need not to follow any ethical code of conduct. And the last is service motive. In case of service motive, every profession's motive is to serve the society, but in management the main motive of a manager is to serve its organization. So these features of profession are not similar in management. So that's why we can't say that management as a full-fledged profession. Next is level of management. Here we are going to discuss the level of management. As you can see the hierarchy, the top level of the managers are also which we are also called as third line managers. Third line we are using the term because these are at the third line in the contact of the workers. That's why we call them as third line managers. It involves CEOs, presidents and vice presidents. Next is middle level managers. Middle level managers are also called as second line managers. It includes all departmental heads. And the last is lower level managers. Lower level managers are called as first line managers or operational managers. We use the term first line because they are the person who directly contact with the workers. So they are the first line managers. It includes supervisors, foremen. Now, the functions of managers. Functions of different level of management. First, we are going to discuss the function of top level management. Top level managements are responsible to formulate the policies, strategies to achieve the organizational goals. Another is they also coordinate the activities of different departments. They analyze the business environment and arrange the resources like human capital, machines, materials, etc. Next is middle level of management. Middle level of managements managers are responsible to interpret it and implement the policies framed by the top level managers. That's why we can say that they act as a link between the lower level managers and the top level managers. Next is they also ensure that their department has enough human capital. They assign duties and responsibilities and motivate the workers to work in a better way. Next, level management. Lower level managers are also known as supervisors. Supervisor means to supervise the work, so they oversee the work of operating employees. Also act as a liaison officer between middle level and work management and the workers. Next, they ensure the quality of output and minimize the waste by their supervision. They are also responsible to ensure the implementation of work as per the instructions. Not even this, they send the information and progress report of workers to the higher level of management. And they responsible to create a better human relationship and conducive environment in the organization. This is all about the level of management and the functions of different level of managers. Next is functions of management. As we have discussed that management consists a number of functions. These are planning, organizing, directing, staffing, directing and controlling. Planning. Planning refers to the deciding in advance what to do, means thinking in advance what to do and how to do, how we can achieve our goal in efficient and effective way. So this is just a thinking mental exercise. Next is organizing. It refers to identify and grouping the task and establishing the authority, allocating of resources required to carry out a specific plan. After organizing, we have to create, we have to move the function of staffing. Staffing implies right people on right job, means appointing a right person on right job. Next is as staffing not enough to achieving the desired goal. A person has to direct whether they are working accordingly or not, how they can work in a best way. So the next function of management is directing. It involves leading, influencing, motivating employees to perform the task. Coordination. Coordination is a very important element of management because as I've told you that management performs a different functions and these functions need to be synchronized with each other, and this synchronization is possible just because of the coordination. So we can say that coordination is a binding thread that binds all the function of the management. So coordination is the integration, synchronization or orderly arrangement of group efforts to provide a unity of direction towards accomplishment of common objectives. That's why it is also known as the essence of management. Now, the nature and characteristics of coordination. Coordination integrates group efforts. It unifies the diverse interests of all individuals and groups working in the organization just to achieve the common goal. Next is it ensures the unity of action. At as I have told you that coordination is a binding force or a thread between different departments so that they act as a in a single direction, in a one direction and aimed to achieving the organization goals. Next is it is a continuous process. Management in management coordination is a continuous process because management is also a continuous process performing a different functions, and this coordination synchronize all these functions together. So coordination is also a continuous function, or we can say never ending function, and is required for all level of activities of an organization. It starts from the planning and continues till the controlling. So it is a continuous process. Next is, it is an all pervasive function. All pervasive, as I have told you, the meaning of all pervasive is present everywhere. So coordination is present everywhere at each and every level of the organization. That's why we also called it as a essence of management. It is the responsibility of the managers to coordinate with all others. So it is the very important and pervasive function which required at all level of the management. Next is, it is the responsibility of all managers, or we can say it is a deliberate effort. Means every manager has to coordinate from the top level managers to with the middle level managers to ensure that the objectives and policies of the organizations are duly carried out. Middle level managers direct the activities to the lower level managers and act as a link between the top level managers and operative managers. And operative managers coordinate the activities of the workers to ensure that work proceeds as a desired, and also act as a link between the middle level managers and the workers. Next is, coordination is a deliberate effort. It is a deliberate or intentional effort made by the management which unify, integrate, or we can say harmonize the interrelated activities. This is importance of coordination. As I have told you that coordination is a binding thread that binds all the functions of the management. And when the size of of an organization increases, then it becomes important that there should be a coordination in the organization. So when the size of the organization increases, the number of people employed in the organization also increases. In that case, the integrated effort is needed, which is possible just through the coordination. The next is functional differentiation. In an organization, there are separate departments and different goals, and all these departments and people's work to achieve a single goal, that is organizational goals, and this is possible only through the coordination. Next is specialization. As in modern organization, high degree of specialization is required, and sometimes the specialized persons may have conflicts with each other. So again there is coordination is required, as the specialists, because of their egos and approaches, need not to be get create any conflict. They have to be coordinate with each other. So that's why again for the specialization, coordination is also important. Next is management in 21st century. Management in 21st century means a new way, new trends, ideas, or techniques of doing business, and make it possible to think the organization as a global organization. This is all about the chapter of management. Hope you this presentation. Thank you.